Mental Misplay is proud to be QuiverTime ambassadors. Use the affiliate link down below and the code BIGDRAWS at checkout to help out the channel and get a sweet discount on one of the best MTG accessories on the market. This video wouldn't be possible without Moxfield.com. They are the best deck building website on the entire internet. Go make an account. It's free. Give us a follow, and we'll see you out there. I can't wait to see your list. And here we are. We're fucking live. We're doing it. We're doing it. And folks, so you guys know, Brandon, Eminent One, Phoenix. Phoenix sat back down, and you got the ping for us to go live. Phoenix, I will have you know, I went, first of all, welcome. Thank you for showing up. Me and Cyrus, we're doing our point at each other. I know the corner to point at, so that's good.
This one?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it would be your lower right, I believe. Oh, I've got the overlay cutting you off a little bit, though. I got to change that. Let's see. There you go. Oh, no, I fucked it up.
No, you're good. They came back.
Came back. Okay, good.
That went away again.
Now it's back. So we've got our semi-weekly Alan and Cyrus talk about stuff show, which you love. Everybody loves this show. Everybody loves Alan and Cyrus doing their unscripted attempt at a podcast.
Yeah, that's great.
I found out that Olivia's going to be in Seattle for the Seattle show, so you're gonna have to fucking kick it with Olivia, which will be very funny.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever actually met her. I don't know if we've ever even met really on the internet.
So. Oh, that's funny. That'll be good. So
hello.
I was like, get all hyped to meet Cyrus. I told her Cyrus is a good foil to my bombastic shit. So, and it's true. We make a good duo. Not gonna lie. Not to get fucking misty eyed about it like the new channel name, but we do a good job.
That's what we're here for.
I was really proud of making that logo, by the way. I was really stoked about how good it came out. I was like, I can do this. Good. I can make one of these. So Phoenix, I don't know if it was you who suggested Monumental Corruption, but I almost murdered somebody with this card today. This is a 5-mana sorcery that says target player draws X cards and loses X life, where X is the number of artifacts I control. And I cast this for X equals 17. I was about to fucking dome somebody, but turned out I had gained a bunch of life, and so there was a wedding ring in play, and we hadn't counted on that, so we just called it a draw. You know, wedding ring. Why not be a draw, right? It was very silly. But that card definitely slapped. That was in... Now the yawns start. Perfect. That was in Veldraine, so I played Veldraine. It had its debut. It was slow and terrible. And it's slow and terrible, and as soon as Veldraine was able to attack, I was like, who do I want to not play this game anymore? And
he's big, right? He's like something big.
No, he's small. He's a 5/5, and to activate Forest Walk, he gets -3/-0. It's
perfect.
It's terrible. So I had to put on so many equipments, but he was lethal. Like by the time I had 8 mana or 7 mana to cast him, I had cast a lot of murderous equipment.
I love equipment decks. They know they're all kind of the same, but I love them anyway.
It's tough for me. It's really, really a tough place for me to land as far as like it just means somebody doesn't get to play the game anymore. They just have to find a new fucking pod.
For sure. No, that's something I don't like about casual Commander in general, is that a lot of the times people are getting knocked out one by one. More so lately, I've been playing with, like, my local group has gotten to a power level where it's like at least the dominoes fall pretty quick.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it always sucks when it's like,
no, when
some low power games. Oh, I just got hit by the Voltron commander one turn before they got removed.
Yep.
Now and these two guys will play 2-player.
Or like somebody gets clapped by the Voltron commander, and then the next person is like, "Guess what, dummies? It's board wipe time."
Yeah.
And and then the 3 players just get to have a regular ass game without you. You know, or without that person. They're like, fuck those guys. You dude who just got killed, You better go make some new fucking friends. How about that? Because otherwise, you better be good at watching 3 people play Commander. And that's a terrible feeling, especially live on a stream, and then the person just gets to sit there like, guess I'll pretend to not be on my phone for the next hour. Like, no, it's fucking terrible. So, and like, I could see like obviously with a Voltron Commander, like playing on a stream like Livia's where everybody knows like you play for entertainment. You know, we're kind of like playing it so that everybody gets to like do their thing, kind of, you know, like whereas like if I'm playing this with like either in a LGS or like with people who know me, they're just gonna either remove this every time or murder me before I get the chance to murder them, you know. So, but to her credit, Olivia played a fucking Yavimaya. She played the land for turn 1. She was like, "Oh, that gives Forest Walk." Slam! She slapped that shit on the table immediately. I was like, all right, now that's one more tutor for me, where I get to get tutor for some dumb shit, you know. So it's a weird deck. I don't know how I feel about it. It needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of oh, what's up, frat bro? Good to see you. It needs a lot of. It'll need a lot of tweaking before it gets to any place.
It's like, where do you even go with it besides Voltron, though? The only playable text he has is that he can have
Forest Walk. Yep, that's the only thing, and he costs 7 fucking mana, so it needs to be like way faster, is the and black. Surprise, surprise, mono black, terrible equipment color. No equipment support. The only thing you can do is like make artifacts cheaper and faster. You know,
I say artifacts and then cranial plating.
Cranial plating, very good one. So there's some heaters in here. There's some like absolutely funny shit in here, but like the swords are cool. Grafted exoskeletons funny. I don't know. Agent of Shadow Thieves is one of them backgrounds. Commander creatures you own have whenever this creature attacks a player, if no opponent had more life than that player, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. It gains death touch and indestructible until end of turn. And then the Vorpal Sword. You can put Vorpal Sword in it, which is fucking. It's like an equipment, and it has an activated ability for like 7 or 8 mana, and it's just whenever a player gets damaged by this creature, they fucking lose. Go fuck themselves.
Oh, nice.
Edric of Trest Political Enchantress deck. Not that particular combination. I've never come across that combination before, but I've played. I want to say it was either Timmy T1000 or maybe might have been Spleen or maybe Pongo. Somebody came through with Edric Turns, budget Edric Turns, and boy, does that deck go.
Edric Turns, yeah, I bet. It's gonna draw a lot of cards for sure. All the little creatures that deck usually runs.
You just put a bunch of free ass dorks. Yeah, a bunch of fucking like what's this? It's a Slither boy. I can never remember its name. It's like a 1-drop Naga that is unblockable.
Yeah, that thing, Misty.
Yeah, Misty fucking whatever. Misty getting unblockable. There's a million of them. Fairy Rogue, whatever. And you just put all them shits in there, and you swing like fucking 10 creatures a turn, and draw 10 cards a turn, and you take an extra turn. And oh, night, frat bro. That's it. All right, appreciate you stopping by. And yeah, that's kind of like that's the version of that deck I've seen. So we got in our giant brains this evening to talk about spoilies. Sandkeeper, good to see you. I got the yawns too. I'm so sorry about that. It's so fucking rude. But yeah, we got it in our giant brains to talk about them. Like, what else is new? We're going to talk about some March of the Machine shit going on, right? Like, why not?
Yeah, if we only do the podcast every other week, there'll be a new magic for every time.
Exactly.
That makes it easy.
So I'm looking for the best.
See this new Rona that you were talking about. That's cool.
It's cool, huh? I'm looking for the best card. The best. Oh god, it's awful because a lot of them are the. Oh no, I fucked it up. Our faces are disappeared again. There you go. A lot of these cards are sideways because they are battles. So this is gonna look
Oh
like
yeah, so we'll do
fucking
this a lot.
trash. So let's see. Let's do the old window capture. Get us this window on here.
G
And
Sabertooth, what's up?
oh, what's up? Gold Sabertooth.
Never been more excited for a Magic set, thank you. That's cool. I'm into
Whoa,
that.
that's a fucking big.
I was so good all day on April Fools of just not really using the internet and just kind of scrolling by anything, and then the next day I see a post that Thoughtseize is going to be in March of the Machines, and I
Yup.
don't check that it's from like 17 hours ago, so I'm like, oh fuck, that's awesome, maybe I can finally put together a play set of Thoughtseizes. And then I was like, oh, this is from fucking yesterday.
Got him.
Big lies. Yep.
No, I saw that and I saw the flavor text and I was like, fakey snakes. I saw the
And I
flavor
didn't
text
see
and
the
right
flavor text.
away was like, nope, because there was something about corporate greed in the old flavor text there, and I was like, can't fool me. Can't
Well,
fool.
then I looked at like the Thoughtseize with the second most preferable art is only like 10 to 13 bucks a piece anyway. So I don't know. I didn't realize it was like very achievable. I thought
Was
it was a
viable.
crazily expensive card.
Oh, Gold
And
Sabertooth Ligma jokes, yeah, nice.
I don't need them at all either. I have all this drive to build all these Pioneer decks. I've been to a Pioneer F&M exactly one time in the last 12 months.
Love it.
I built it on Arena though. Go our fucking Grease Fang. Been playing that on Arena.
Okay, all right.
Come here, cat.
So there's like all these new cards and shit, right? And some of them are good.
Yes.
The big one to talk about, obviously, is the new fucking throw Burgie in the trash card. Burgie's trash now. No one's gonna play that
And we
no
got
more.
Urabrask.
With Urbrask that does Burgie +1.
I
Whenever
don't think it's as good.
no,
But
because it's only instants or sorceries. It's not
exactly.
artifacts, right? So you can't just play Cheerios.
Yeah,
But
yeah, no artifacts, no creatures. Is like the kobolds. You know, I'm thinking about this
mhm.
as a coal player. Um, but it's super
Nice.
cool.
It's crazy.
I like this new set of the transforming Praetors.
They're
They're just
crazy.
neat. I don't know that any of them are like super good. I haven't really read all of them, but
That third chapter is crazy. That it's a
oh yeah,
fucking mnemonic betrayal, except
yeah,
also your graveyard too. Like that's crazy.
yeah. That's super cool.
There ain't
That's
no way you're playing Urbrask and flipping him into that, and 3 turns are going by though. That's not even fucking happening.
that's a lot of turns. It's a lot of turns. It's 5 mana to just play him and flip him, which isn't
Well, 5 mana
the
and 3 spells. You need 3 spells. Only if you've cast 3 or more instants and/or
Oh,
sorcery spells this
this
turn.
turn.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
well, I should read the whole card.
Yeah,
I
you
just
gotta.
stopped at the first sentence on that one. Yeah.
So your goal is to do that on turn 1. Clearly, you want to be storming off and doing that on turn 1. So you just play a bunch of red rituals, and you play Urbrask, and then you flip him immediately because you've cast, I don't know, whatever 3 red rituals there are,
Hmm.
right? And
Yeah, I
then
mean, you just write a flame into Desperate Ritual into Seething Song.
yeah,
Easy
and
peasy.
you're
That's the
good.
5 mana.
Then you're good. Yeah, and you play him. And he's in your command zone, so you could just play him. And then he flips over and he turns. But like, I mean, you're by the time turn 3 comes around, unless you're playing the game of the century, like it's not like everybody's graveyards are gonna be fucking stacked, right?
At turn 1, you flip them and you're like, oh.
Oh wait, like
So everyone passes for 3 turns
yeah,
until it goes away.
you want to do that. Like it's it's such a crazy card though. So
I think if anything, it's a really cool option for red for like a Mnemonic Betrayal. Like they don't have that kind of like I can just grind out till I get this spell and
yeah,
like try to win that way kind of situation.
nah, somebody
Does
will
it
get.
change all your mana? You can do mana of any color. No, you can it only lets you get instants and sorceries from any graveyard, and they get exiled, and you have to have the right color mana. I guess you could do the 3 treasures. And
No, this gets more and more constrained every sentence you
every
read on
time I
it.
read the actual card,
There's like something holding you
new
back there.
fucking restrictions popping up. But yeah, it's cool. It's fine.
Phoenix in the chat, however, is going off. There's something going on with it.
Mhm.
You can reiterate. You can. It's not timing restricted. Reiterate combo and win with Seething Song. Sure. That so right because you're casting instants and sorceries, and you only do this like 2-card combo, just yeah, sure. So that's good to have in the command zone, but I don't know. It seems it's a weird one. It is good. It's clearly
It
one of the
seems
better
really
spells
good
in the whole
in
ass set.
Bergie, which is the funny thing.
Yes,
Like
for
in
sure.
Bergie or alongside Bergie, you're gonna get a lot of freaking manas.
Yes.
Manas.
Yeah, if you're doing this in if you're doing this in Bergie, you're getting somewhere. And then we got all these invasions. There's so many of them. I like the one that comes with the fucking street sweeper on the other side. The one they dropped today, this Orzhov gun. It flips over and turns into a big ass gun.
What card is this?
This is Invasion of New Capenna. And it's 2 mana, just Orzhov. It comes with 4, I don't know, hit points or whatever the fuck you want to call them. I don't know what their battle strengths. Is there a word for them? Is there loyalty? Is it not loyalty? They're like hit points. I don't even. If you're in chat, you know what the fuck these hit points are called. Choose an opponent to protect it. Yeah, it doesn't even say what they're called. But when New Capenna enters the battlefield, sacrifice an artifact. You may sacrifice an artifact or creature. When you do, exile target artifact or creature an opponent controls. So that's sick. Defense counters, sure. And then it flips over. And it turns into this goofy equipment.
Oh, it does.
Whenever an equipped creature attacks, put a 1/1 counter on that creature and each other creature you control that shares a creature type with it. And it's equip 1. It's just a dope ass equipment that
I wish the gun was just like plus 20 though, like more big ass gun status, but I'll take it. It's probably better with it what it is.
I mean, it turns into a fucking just for you, like with counters too. It's not even it gives them a buff; it gives them counters, which is fucking crazy. And it's whenever it attacks, so they only get bigger. But it's the coat of arms. It's the coat of arms gun that that gives counters, which is wild.
You're doing like an Orzhov cleric or humans or something kind of deck that'd be fun.
Yeah, you could do something real wild with that. So I thought that was good. Some of these I haven't even read. The Battle of Vryn, who knows? We get the Invasion of Ixalan, which I'm sure is crazy.
I'm glad to see that the Zamone and Dina cards other art is pretty cool. It's in the like Strixhaven
oh, all right, yeah.
thing. It looks pretty sweet. I thought the art on the OG one was just not for me. It had a little PS2 graphics kind of vibe to it. No offense to anyone out there, but wasn't my vibe.
So this Rona.
First people on chat too. Hi Sean. Hi Jen.
Oh, what's up? We got Jen. Love it. So this Rona seems good though. Rona, Herald of Invasion.
Yeah, I don't. Let's see where to go. I was just looking at it. Did I flip it? Yeah, here she is.
It's
the cast a legendary spell thing's interesting. And you transform for the transform isn't really what.
No, it turns into like a cool thing. Oh, so somebody was saying you play it with Pestilence and then you just get to play cards out of your hand for free.
That's very funny.
Yeah, it's just like you could play 4 cards for free every turn.
I would love to see someone running Pestilence in cEDH. I feel like if ever there was a time, it is now. Especially because she's a 1/3 on her other side, so you can like be keeping off 1s and 2s and keep her alive until you're ready to flip and do this hilarity.
Flip her and you just drop 4 cards a turn, or if you make her indestructible, you could barf your whole hand out, as long as you get the mana for it.
Donnie runs Pestilence. Donnie would run Pestilence. Yeah, that's a straight up compliment.
But the goofy the ramp gang dudes were like, oh good, another ISO rev outlet, you know, and I was all
Yeah, it's not
confused.
as cool as Vohar, in my opinion, in
No,
terms of boring ISO rev outlets.
I was all confused. I was like, I don't understand what they, because they were just like, oh good, another ISO outlet, and I was like, what card are you putting on ISO that lets it untap every time? Like, I was thinking there's some legendary one or two
Oh,
drop instant that's untapping it, and they were like, no, the reversal untaps. And I was like, oh, I was trying to like big brain it, you know. I thought I was fucking
I
smart.
thought maybe it'd be like an interesting new
Yeah,
way
but
to do
it's just
ISO thing.
like the same dumb thing. You just fucking loot your whole deck and you play the cards you want, right? Like, good
Yep.
job. Um,
I like Vohar a little more for that. Obviously, Toxtrol will always be my dimmer
yep.
ISO rev commander of choice because you also get a giant scary ass thing in the command zone. But
So, I saw a post this. So, what was the one you were talking about just before this? You said it was the was this. Who was the commander you were who looked? You said it looked like PS2 graphics. I'm looking for it
oh,
now.
Xena or Zimone and Dina, the the normal version one.
Gotcha. Yep. Okay. So
You
you were
know, now that I'm looking at it a little bigger, not just on my phone, it doesn't look quite as bad. But it's just like two characters in the middle and nothing really going on that I'm super excited
they're
about.
just doing a Simic bullshit blast. They're
Yeah, they are. They are literally doing the Simic
it's just
bullshit
a green
blast
and blue
challenge.
fucking spiral. Good job.
And it took them 20 minutes and they're just playing more turn spells. Anyway, the new version though, I like these stained glass versions. So this is
Okay, I'll
cool.
have to.
This was a kind of cool card. Whenever you draw your second card, do a little ping, and then you can sack creatures, draw cards, put a land, and maybe do that again.
So the card got spoiled, and I put it in the fucking Ramp Gang chat, and I was like meh. And everybody and Amar was just like, me and you just look at cards through a different lens. Like, this card looks very strong. It looks like you can do crazy stuff with it, and I was just like, yeah, but it's just like for for fucking like it's just Simic bullshit blast on a card, you know? Like, it does the same dumb, like, I don't know. It's cool that it sacrifices a thing, I guess.
It like sacks to ramp,
Yeah, I mean, I
and you
could.
draw so it triggers itself, makes everyone lose 2 life, and you gain 2 life. I I don't know. I'm not super inspired by it. I don't think it's cEDH worthy at these colors. There's so many better things you could do, and I don't know.
I see that,
It'd be one thing if
Phoenix.
each opponent loses 2 life and then you gain like that much life. So it was
Yeah,
like it more than
sack a
Tevesh. I
creature.
don't like it at all more than Tevesh personally, but I see the kind of where you're getting from. It's faster, it's a lot cheaper. It's kind of harder to cast though in a way. Um,
Yeah, that's fair. I think, like, I just didn't see it as like constant. I don't know. It seemed so limiting to me, you know? Like,
that was the other thing I was thinking. Is like it for a casual commander, it does nothing for me.
yeah,
It's
it's as a
not
casual commander.
interesting. It's not.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just gonna repeat myself a bunch about how I don't think it's interesting. So
Sacrifice another card, draw a card. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tap. If you control 8 or more lands, repeat this process once. That's what killed me. I was like, just once? Like, you do it again. And that's it.
Mhm.
Like, I was just like so nonplussed by it. Like, they put so much limitation on it. You know, and it's like just one. It's this triggers once per turn dot card. Like, it's Simic
And it just
bullshit,
does,
but it's
yeah, like such generic Simic or such generic, really Sultai things with just like pings for a little bit, draws
sacrifice
you a
creature.
card,
Yep.
sacrifices the creature,
Does a
ramps you a
land
little
thing.
bit,
Yeah, exactly. I was just like,
but doesn't do any of them in any way that's like really, really exciting
yeah.
to me.
That's why I was like, meh, meh. What It's literally what I said when I saw it. So what do we got? People like the Shieldred. People were like, oh, the Shieldred's good, and I guess it is. I don't remember the fucking who's you what's it on the back of this. Nope, not found. Great.
Only as a sorcery, and if your opponent has 8 or more cards in the graveyard. Okay, and then for each opponent, you destroy one of their things. Each opponent discards 3 and mills 3, and put all creatures in the graveyard on the battlefield. I feel like they're like the ults on Planeswalkers, but like a little more achievable, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe less achievable though. I mean, it goes from being a creature. I feel like changing card types actually makes them easier to destroy because it's like, okay, you flip it and someone just besages the fucking enchantment. And you're like, cool.
Get kerploded. Get
Yeah.
blowed up.
At least when you flip it, everyone automatically has to sacrifice, or you get to destroy a creature or planeswalker from each person. So like you get value out of it for sure. Either way, like for 10 mana, you're making everyone sacrifice a thing, and then you get to destroy a thing. So that's not the worst thing of all time for sure.
I love this Ancient Imperiosaur, this fucking 7-drop that if you convoke the whole last thing, it just comes out as a 20/20.
Oh yeah, that thing's really cool.
That's
probably one of the coolest.
I love a big chonky boy, right? Like we all love the chonky boy, and this thing is definitely.
I just found this one today that I'm sure most people knew about, but the Olvenwald Oddity. Let's see.
Oh, that's a silly card for sure, and it's just like a chonky boy that turns into a chonkier boy.
Yeah, exactly. It turns into a big dude that makes all your stuff big. Whenever I see these, I pick them up for. My son just has a Rourke Thar deck that's all permanents except for Primal Surge, and it's just ramp and huge stuff like that. So I'm always down for more huge beaters.
They just spoiled the Tutor Dragon today, right? What's it called, Phoenix? This fucking card. They just dropped it today, I think, because I seen Sinestro like pooping his pants over. It's got a great line. It's got a saw in half line, right? Like it's this big fucking Dargon that's like a 7 or an 8 drop or some whacked out shit. It's not coming up on this.
My favorite was a Hoarding Broodlord, it looks like is the title. My favorite was that step 1 from that post of Snedra's like, step 1, cheat the dragon out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, that's just like a given.
Yeah, you just gotta fucking fake it for like a little bit, for sure.
That isn't. Yeah, don't worry about the resources that go into doing that. We don't count those.
Because we all know that you just fucking fake it into play. You do some fakey snakes shit, and it just is it's just magically in play from then on.
Oh, it could evoke. That's cool.
This shit's not showing
up. Your library for a card. I just Google searched it. It was on the images. Hoarding Broodlord. It costs 8. So you can Neoform into it, or Eldritch Evolution. You're flying, enters the battlefield, search your library for a card, exile it face down, then shuffle. For as long as the card remains exiled, you may play it so it tutors. And you can cast the thing that you tutor up with Convoke. That's cool. Seems really good for fucking Perk, maybe? That's a lot of mana still, but
there you go. There's our boy. Let's big him up a little bit. Boop, 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 boop. This guy's a big boy. So it's crazy that it's got Convoke. Search your library. So what was it? It was like, don't know about the new Rona Samurai. I like the new Rona. I think it's cool. So yeah, you just basically somehow turn it into a Peer into the Abyss. Was the Saw in Half makes 2 of them, which gives you 2 spells. One is Sacrifice, and one is whatever you want to win with. And
because that's giving you 8 mana from Sacrifice, and the other thing is like Peer into the Abyss or Yogg-Will.
Yeah, you just get a fucking big. You get the Peer into the Abyss, and you just good. You just go. So Saw in Half creates 2 tokens of it, 2 token copies of it. Is that correct? Is that the wording for Saw in Half?
Sacrifice 1, and then you get 2
And they have the CMC, the token copies of it have the
Yeah,
same
they're exact
CMC. That's
copies,
cool.
except for they're half as strong.
That's cool.
And then you get reanimate, and you bring the one back, and then you do it again.
So wait, you saw in half the first one. How does the?
So the first one searches up saw in half.
But why are they saying? Why does the saw in half cost less?
Because you can tap at least the dragon. Because the dragon gives whatever you search up convoke.
Oh, I see. So you you exile the spell. So you got it. So that spell costs less. Okay.
Yeah, and then the 2 copies that you make with the saw in half can be used to convoke. Like sacrifice costs 1 black. So you could just tap the dragon to pay for that, which
Yep.
gives you 8 black mana, and from there
You're fucking
doing
off,
whatever you want.
good to go. And you can tap the new fucking saw in half dragons.
Yeah, exactly.
That's stupid. This is
I wish it was a legend.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Just have it in the
That'd be
fucking
sweet.
CZ. No, I love this thing for
But I guess
sure.
it's probably better in Tasker, like they're saying, because Tasker can
You can
neoform
fucking
into it.
turn it into whatever. Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
But he does exile a bunch of your graveyard in the process, so then the Yogg-Will line maybe isn't as good. But
looking for a really
an Archgrave Dragon for sure.
looking for a crispy version of this art, because you know what it looks like here. Looks like my boy is. Can we make it real big? Looks like my boy is gooping. My boy's
gooping.
my boy's got some drippy goop going there. He's got the. He's got something going. He's got like straight up. That's like the Ninja Turtle ooze right there. He's fully.
He's glarping down the Ninja Turtle ooze.
He's fully gooping for sure, which I'd love to see. You'll love to see it. So
I like this is only a rare too.
Yeah,
that is cool.
Hopefully there'll be a widescreen version
I think
of it.
I'm gonna do the box sealed mom event at Command Fest Seattle.
All right.
That's a good way to get a box, which I never do.
And there's a bunch of whacked out legendaries in it, so you'll definitely pull something that you're like, okay, sure. And
I was like, this is actually a set that'll be nice to have around, like the cards. There's lots of fun, goofy shit. The battles are all in there.
You're definitely gonna pull Zimone and fucking and Dina, and you're just gonna have to build it.
Playable, yeah.
You're just gonna have to build Dina and her buddy and do Simic bullshit blast all over the fucking table.
It's probably best in limited, which is the funny thing, because it's just like value.
Yep, just good. You get there. So some of the art on these is crazy. This Invasion of Kaldheim and the Pyre of the World Tree, the art is crazy. No completed Toski card, notably. They got the picture of Toski completed. No Toski completed card, though. Did we see one? We did not. So
I don't think so.
A little tight about that we get to see it and we don't get the card. So maybe that'll be in like the Aftermath set, or maybe it'll be in one of the commander decks.
We haven't seen the commander decks yet, huh?
I think those are all hitting tomorrow. I think Olivia said keep your eye on the Elder Dragon Hijinks channel, I think was the thing. There's still some more spoilers left as well. There's some regular ass one. And the buy box is
commons or anything spoiled yet.
The buy box is Omnath. You got 5-color Omnath, which is like so dumb. They finally made it, and it's not a walker like corny. Just like his spark should have definitely awoken when he hit 5 colors. He definitely.
That's fair for sure.
But right, I don't even remember what it does. I was like, oh good, the 5-color Omnath, and just totally fucking blocked it out.
I think it does enough similar to the 4-color one that you could do the same sort of like infinite mana flicker at a bunch thing. I don't remember though, honestly. I've seen people talking about Sunfall. Some people like that one.
Sunfall? Okay.
I think that's what it's called. Some white Sunfall, exile all creatures and you incubate X. I don't know. Are we there? We're running a 5-drop board wipe and CEDH.
I don't even know what the fucking I don't even know what incubate means. I saw it and I was like, oh good, a mechanic. it's that's a mechanic. It's like truly where my head was at when I saw that.
Yeah. Do you remember the army tokens from War of the Spark?
Yes.
It's basically that.
It's that,
you
but
can
for
make, but you make multiple of them.
for
Like whenever you
Phyrexians or
incubate
whatever.
X, you make a non-creature artifact that's as big as X, and then you can pay 2 to turn it into a creature.
Sure.
It's a silly, kind of weird mechanic. And yeah, Phoenix, I agree that Winds of Abandon is way better.
Winds of Abandon is an absolute fucking bop. I love that card. It'll fuck someone's day up no matter what power level you're at, for sure.
Yeah, something that like really diving into Brian Bosch and Roll's freaking Blue Farm list. I was thinking about the like extreme power of one-sided things in EDH in general, and cEDH because of that. And everyone's known this because we've had Cyclonic Rift forever. But
Yep.
Looking for more cards that do that, because it's just like, being able to take out 3 players anythings and leave your own is always going to be like hugely swingy. So
Oh well, that's your like the Rise of the Dark Realms or In Garruk's Wake, like those. And what's crazy is like In Garruk's Wake is a fucking 9-drop. That card costs 9 mana, and Winds of Abandon costs only 6 to overload it. I mean, I guess they get lands, right? But
yeah, I think
like
so.
even so, 6 seems really low for a one-sided exile effect.
Yeah. No, it's super good.
So
I'm surprised that I did not know about it at all until recently.
Yep.
Now you can slap with it all the time. Let's see what else we got interesting from this set. We got the new Phyrexian Rule of Law.
fuck that card. Fuck Rule of Law. Fuck that card.
Very
I'm
excited to
fully
see
like
that card around a bunch.
I'm like fully on poo-poo Rule of Law effects at this point. Like stacks and all that's fun and shit, but like I've fully leaned into, and it's mostly because I learned that they don't work in Dulcim. Like you can't, like it just hurts me too bad to play Rule of Law effects in that deck. So I was just like, you know what, fuck them all.
I'm pretty not on stacks at the moment, for sure. I haven't
Yeah.
played my Blood Pod list in forever, and I feel like they're generally just not as strong right now because, I don't know, I feel like everyone calls kind of everything mid-range to a degree, but mid-range is a big showing in the cEDH verse, so Rule of Lawing is just kind of like not as big a deal as it used to be.
Yeah, you just got to be ready. So Samurai says, stacks doesn't work on it's a 2-turn meta, but it's like not quite a 2-turn. Like the meta, like you just said, Cyrus, is more mid-range.
Yeah, I think if anything, the reason stacks is not as good is because the format slowed down a little bit.
Everybody's happy to kick back and fucking just value town. Like, I'll just
Yeah,
draw
the best
cards.
the decks that are really showing up all time, like Bruce Thrasios and stuff like that, or even like Malcolm and whatever kind of decks, because they're just like, I'll just sit here and make treasures until eventually I'll deal with this and do my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're creature-based combos, so your Rule of Laws don't necessarily even stop them if they can just land the pieces over the course of multiple turns.
They can sit there and accrue value until the hole hits, and then the until the fucking somebody else pushes, and then there's the hole, and then they just punch the hole, and it's good. You just got to sit there and accrue value and accrue back up to your win con until the window presents itself, and when the window's there, you just throw a brick right through it. Like that's Drake said, punch the hole. You just got to fucking punch the hole at the right time, and you're good money, and it's just showing itself to be the case.
Yeah, and I think your average player has gotten better about playing into stacks. I've heard I've been talking to a friend of mine who plays a lot of like random spell table matches, and he's like, yeah,
Oh,
stacks
oh,
is awful
oh,
because people just blow up shit randomly, and then the next person wins.
yep, yeah.
So that is still happening,
You
but that doesn't
gotta,
actually make stacks better.
yeah. I mean, yeah, they'll just be like, and also like, and this is far from saying I'm like some experienced stacks player or whatever, but your inexperienced stacks player will just jam these pieces willy nilly as well, which will be like, I'm just gonna slam these cards to fucking gum the game up. And a lot of times, like, somebody will have that incremental little bit of value that goes over the stacks. One player will have like one card that they unaffected by it, and that card, because everybody else is so fucked and using all their resources to get around the stacks, that one card, like I think like I don't even know like an example that works, but like somebody will have a fucking ledger shredder that just sits there and puts in work the whole game, and they they just fucking get away with murder, you know.
Yep, it's
So
a weird time for stacks for
yeah.
sure. And yeah, Sean, I remember that stacks was hated last year because everyone was trying to play Turbo Nas last year, and
Hmm.
so it became this like mull to a rule of law meta. But once you know everyone's doing that, you're like, well, I will just not play Turbo. It's actually, I think, why Toxtrol was doing so well for me for a while, because everyone was on stacks and hate bears. I was just like, okay, I need
Yep.
to get to 7 mana anyway. Like,
So
that's
I'll
cool.
just
Let's slow this down, and then I'll land Toxtrol and eat all the hate bears and try to combo off.
yep.
While I've accrued this hand of like counters and interaction and everything else through the
Yep.
time too. I mean, there's still like obviously you got Winota. Everyone's talking about that one. That one's starting to get focused down super hard though. From what it sounds
People
like.
know those Winota tricks. People got her number for sure.
Mm-hmm.
People said, "Oh, I know what to do."
I'm a not even once Winota person.
Yep.
I know that a lot of the Winota players are like, it's not always right. I'm like, yeah, but
No,
it is most of the time.
no, it's definitely it's it's not always right to blow up Winota, but it's always wrong to have Winota go to attacks. The one time though, and my like one of my spiciest plays ever was letting Winota live to stop a fucking like Lab Man or something, Spleen Face cast the Lab Man, and I was like, Withering Boon, and he was like, you saved that for me, but you let Winota go, and I said, we're still playing,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But we played for
Yep.
2 more turns, and then Winota fucking steamrolled us. You know, it's like, well, we could either die to you right now or die to Winota in 2 turns. I'll take my 2
Yeah.
turns, thank you.
Exactly. You get 2 draws. You know, anything could happen.
Yep. But so yeah, there's good cards in this set. Looking at them now too, like scrolling through these lists, the art in this set is fucking gorgeous. There's a lot of really dope art. Big spells being cast, big magic happening. It's all fighting. Everybody's using their fucking alts in all the art, and it's all fucking crazy looking. Everybody's either half on fire or half fucking falling apart. Like, it's badass. This art almost across the board is fucking dope as shit.
I like this new Araya, Ayara. That's how you say that. Both her versions are super cool. I like that they're bringing the different frames in from all the different places people are from. That's pretty cool.
Everything except the Amonkhet with the not horrible letters is worse somehow. Did you see this? They were like, let's do the fucking invocation frame and we'll put normal magic font on it, and somehow it's worse. It's so crazy because everybody was like, the font is illegible. Just put the regular font on it. And they did. And everybody was like, change it back, please. Like, everybody was like, no. Reverse. Control Z. Undo that shit. It's so bad. And I looked at it and I was like, why does it look so much worse than the original invocation? And the original invocations have a big fucking beautiful what is it on the bottom of these things? I've got one in here. I've got an invocation in the trade binder, and they have this gorgeous gold framing around it. This like super shiny. I guess it's not as shiny as I thought it was. Oh no, it is, because the rest of the card's matte, and then the art itself and the top and bottom is this like really glossy foil. You can see how it's like you can see how it's glossier on the art and on the top than on the frame itself. But the new ones just have black at the bottom. They don't have this pretty fucking
interesting,
Amonkhet shit going on here. This is an invocation choke, by the way. Ran that in Marin for a long time.
I bet that did some work.
Yeah, put in some work for sure. People hate that when you like islands don't untap. People would be like, "What?" But then I stopped running it, just like I stopped running contamination because people stopped reliably running islands. So yeah, no, they're horrible, and
there it is.
It's so funny that they did it, and everybody said we were wrong. Just change it back. It's hard.
I think a big part of it too, or at least something for me that stands out, is that like on that one you're holding up, obviously it's the not much text on that card, but it's all like very centered. And like, and on all the cards, the text is very centered. And on this Jiru and Hazaret, it has so much text, and the text goes like all the way to the edges of that text box.
Gotcha.
And that looks Photoshoppy. Like it looks like a computer generated image that way to me, rather than the original one it looks much more natural.
What are these special frames called? What are they? This March of Machines
showcase.
Are they just showcase frames?
I think so. I honestly have never been a huge fan of the invocation frame anyway, but it definitely is worse with the normal text.
They fucked it all up for sure. Though putting Ragavan in the masterpiece frame is a fucking incredible.
Yeah,
What
is this Ragavan? Where did he come from?
Yeah, they put Ragavan in the gorgeous frame. What site are you looking at? Because I want to be able to pull some.
I'm just on Scryfall.
Okay, fair enough. So like some of them are cool. These coin ones, I like the coin ones.
Yeah, they're kind of cool.
My grandfather had a factory where he would make like pins and medals and stuff like that, and there's a couple of like big memorial plates that he made like that were like of the saints and stuff like that. But it reminds me of those, which I really like. You know, these big like collectible plates or whatever, these big copper fucking coins. So I like those. I'll always be a sucker for these the Innistrad looking ones, I guess. I think that some of them are really fucking dope looking. There's like these dragon ones are fucking crazy. The ones from Tarkir, I would assume. Those are fucking dope.
Yeah, I think so.
This Xancha is fucking wild. Let's see if I can get it in there. There you go. I love this Xancha with like the fucking Phyrexian flag. The Amina and Den is like, these are secret layers, so it's like, okay.
Is this a new set of secret layers?
This is like one of the secret layers that they're putting out. Like when they do a secret layer that's like stuff in the style of the set, you know? We're just going to put a bunch of random shit in these showcase frames. So like Nezahal, that Nezahal on a coin is fucking wild looking.
When I go to the secret layer site, it only shows the dragon boys.
I don't know what this shit was from. I don't know when they fucking posted it or whatever. They showed like 8 different arts on this Ayara. The Ayara is cool, I guess. Like, it's fine. I don't know what else people were really bugging out about. As far as cEDH though, like, were there any other comp cards that people were really pooping their pants about?
Let me see. I had a few saved, but I think we went over them already. Fairy Mastermind is technically in the set. It's been spoiled for a while.
Is that the one they did another one of the cards with the winner on the art? Is that what that one is?
Yeah. Yep, it's the winner card, and it's whenever an opponent draws a second card, you draw a card.
That one kills. That's absolutely fucking sick. That card is awesome. I love that they put I totally lost my train of thought on that. What was the card you mentioned?
Fairy Mastermind.
I love that they put winner on the card again. I thought that was a really unique thing that they used to do with like the Bob and the Snapcaster Mage and all that shit. I thought that was a really, really special thing, and I love that they brought it back.
Totally.
I think they should do that shit more every set. Every time somebody wins a big fucking thing.
Yeah, what was this for? He was world champion, so each world champion should definitely...
Yep.
We should have 27 of these, because it was the world champion 27.
Yep.
And I don't know, did people think the Dahlia Gitrog was a...
I played a casual match against it, and I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that card.
It seems super strong.
It was very strong. Sure. It was very. I mean,
it has so much text, and all of it's pretty good.
Phoenix saying Kunaros and Kroxa has a 1-card combo. I saw Braden posting today that you just fucking you can mill your whole deck with Altar of Dementia. So this is the fucking
with the new Kroxa, is that?
Yeah.
Kroxa and Kunaros.
Because they stack up all weird, right? So whenever Kroxa and Kunaros enters the battlefield or attacks, you may exile 5 cards from your graveyard. When you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So if you sack it to the Altar of Dementia, you target yourself. You mill yourself before Kroxa. Like there's a way it stacks, right?
Yeah.
I don't like.
So you're putting. I just want to look up the altars so I know. SR equal to the creature's power and how it's a 6/6. Yeah, so you attack with it.
Well, not even. It's
or
an ETB, right?
Yeah, so yeah, it ETBs, and in response to that trigger, you put that trigger on the stack, you hold priority and sacrifice it. Target yourself, get 6 cards into the bin, and then you let this trigger resolve. The Kroxa
is in there, and he just comes right the fuck back.
You exile 5 cards, leaving 1 behind to return it, and then you just do that until the whole deck's gone, and then you're in these colors with your whole deck in the bin.
So they were saying
you gotta exile like a bunch of stuff along the way too.
So there was like Braden brought it to some like other like loop of 2 cards, like some 2 wacky angels, or you can just start looping it with like I think maybe Thraben said like, doesn't this just work with like you just get a karmic guide in there and that starts doing fucking stuff too? Like it was something like that. Like eventually you just start weaving like 2 other cards in there and it just like you can hit other people with the Altar of Dementia mill.
Yeah.
Is what it was.
That makes sense. You eventually are enough ahead on cards or something.
Yeah. Karmic Guide plus a bunch of other stuff. Exactly. You just Sun Titan or Abdel, lots of options. Yeah. So eventually you just weave in some other shit and you just get there, you know? Mm-hmm. Which is cool. We'll see if it's just cutesy or if it has a footing, you know? And Mardu, like, doesn't seem particularly good colors for doing like a weird graveyard loop combo, but sure, why the fuck not? You know, maybe we'll see something.
You do have like Savin's Wreck and breach and LED. I don't know if those things work necessarily when you're having to exile 5 things each time, but it's cool.
Phoenix has it right. It's clearly the best cEDH dog commander. I don't know. Paco and Halden. Paco's a good dog. And I don't remember if he was playing it in cEDH, but I've played against fucking Charles's stupid Yoshi doggo deck enough times to just be fucking mad at that one. Yeah, there's cool cards. I mean, this Surge of Salvation fucking slaps real hard. 1 mana, white instant, you and permanents you control gain hexproof until end of turn. Prevent all damage that black and or red sources would deal to creatures you control this turn. So it's just a nice old mono white fuck off. You know?
And it counters intuition.
Yep, and it counters an intuition. Exactly. Just boop. No, you can't kill me with your grape shot. You can't fucking blow my stuff up. Boop, I'm out. Which is like, that's a good card to have around. That's a cool one. I don't know if it's gonna. Wow, the old mono white privilege, indeed. So there's some cool stuff in the set for sure. Love the art. I don't know that there's that much more to talk about. What I'm looking forward to seeing is the stuff that comes up 3 months later when somebody's like, look at this deck that I built that nobody fucking thought about, that I'm just running and it's got the fucking wombo in it. Like Wa building the Desert Commander and running the Desert Commander at Oktoberfest. And nobody and fucking... what were you going to say?
Oh, and like Slicer...
Yeah, exactly.
Months later became a thing. Those are always the best. But what did we miss?
Yep, and I'm certainly expecting to see them pop up in this. This Invasion of Alara is crazy. I loved seeing this. 5 mana, ETB, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile 2 non-land cards with mana value 4 or less. You may cast one of those 2 cards without paying its mana cost, put 1 into your hand, put the other cards exiled this way on the bottom. It's got a battle hit points of 7. I'm never going to say that correctly. I don't care what they call those. I'm going to always call them like battle hit points or something like that. And then you've got Awaken the Maelstrom on the other side, and it just has all 5 colors on one spell. It's great. It's target player draws 2 cards. You may put an artifact card from your hand onto the battlefield, create a token that's a copy of a permanent you control, distribute 3 1/1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 creatures you control, and destroy target permanent and opponent controls. It's just got all the colors in there.
Do it all.
It's got black, and it's got weird combinations of all of them as well. Mm-hmm. So like the green one is clearly the 1/1 counters, and destroy a permanent and opponent controls. You'd think that was black, but a permanent and no restrictions is just like a 5-color thing, right? Draw 2 cards is blue-ish. Artifacts from your hand onto the battlefield is like, fuck, it could be any color. That could be fucking green now for all we know.
Mm-hmm. I know. It's actually really funny to think about this and like how the color pie is like
it's all just
over the place.
They just took the whole color pie and they were just like, let's give some dope stuff from every color, Token of a token that's a copy of a permanent you control, like that feels blue also, like
yeah.
It's just a bunch of good stuff. And then I saw one that was like them. Oh, Blackwell Tall, good to see you. That was Elshnorn trying to evade Alara, and then a picture of this, and Elshnorn kind of doing the thing, and it said Alara got hands. And I was like, this is very silly. So, yeah, I mean, this set is dope. There's no 2 fucking ways about it. Like, this set is absolutely fucking sick. There's awesome cards on all levels. It seems, and like we were all like, oh my god, fucking All Will Be One is so strong. The cards are so great, and they were just like, these are better.
How about they're all flip cards now?
And that also is fucking crazy, right? Is that they're all flip cards. So it's just like, we just gotta push every single piece of cardboard. Put more So Sandkeeper, you said you built a Tali. Did Phoenix say they built a Tali? Somebody said they built a Tali, and that card is fucking awesome. I love that it goes infinite with a Displacer Kitten. That'll never not make me laugh, and it made me want to build a Paco and Halden deck just to put them in there as a win con. Food Chain Atali, yep, it's back. You made it, and is it a comp deck? Did you build like competitive food chain, Gruul food chain Atali? Dockside combos, sure. And are you backing it up with stacks, or is it doing turbo stuff, or where's your what's your avenue to get to doing this? It just makes mana, that's it, sure. So you're just fucking ramping into Italy as hard as you can, and then cool, great. Gruul never had a real food chain target before this. Interesting. Quirion Ranger Ashaya? Yeah, sure. So that's awesome. Well, I hope it does great. I'd love to see it. And it just does like, just go for it, right? Because all the other food chain targets have always been like there's like what, Ukima food chain, and then there was Prosh, right? And Prosh was Jund, is that correct?
Yeah.
So.
And then Sliver, 5-color food chain.
Oh, yep. So
I think there's been a bunch of food chain where
I would love to put it in I'd love to put it in Paco Halden and just try to run Paco Halden, and the win con is Displacer Kitten Itali. Like, and it fits because you're stealing people's cards anyway and casting them out of exile, so it just fits so well into Paco Halden. Like, it made me want to build a casual Paco Halden just to put that in there. But the thing is, like, it feels shitty as I don't know. Maybe it doesn't feel shitty as a casual win because it goes infinite. It does the thing. It's like a 2-card combo that's very funny. And I think there's probably a way to build a Paco Halden deck that you would try to get there manually, like you try to use other people's cards to get to the combo, and if you just happen to hit it, you're good to go. But I don't know if that would be too obnoxious in a casual setting, so I might have to like build it and try it.
Because you mostly play, or I kind of assume that you mostly play with like fairly unknown groups of people when you're playing casual.
If I'm playing in real life, yes.
Yeah, you have like a super regular casual group. Because like the one that I've been playing with lately, they all have this kind of like, and one combo just in case kind of mentality with deck building. So you could definitely get away with Paco Halden running both those cards as your like little, oh whoops, look, I won with this little combo kind of thing.
Because I think Paco Halden would be a cool casual commander, similar to the way I play Itali, right? Is just like.
Totally.
But Itali is at least like a little more like I'm playing it immediately and I have access to it. I feel like with Paco Halden, people would be like mad that you've got access to their cards, but don't necessarily play them right away. So I don't know. I don't know that it's. And like with Itali, at least it like creates this board state for you where you've got like blockers and things are happening immediately. Whereas I guess in a cEDH setting, having access to all that shit is great because it just seems like so much more crazy value. But it's when you're like flipping like 3, 4, 5, and 6 drops off of people's decks, it's a little bit hairier. Like it's a little bit like, oh, I can maybe play 1 or 2 of these a turn.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to try it. Honestly, I'll have to try it because I think it's worth looking into. And Itali's crazy, and I mean, otherwise,
you craft a super cool guys pod theme where you get to play the Paco Halden deck with the Itali in it.
Yep.
It's using not commanders from the new set, but just using guards from the new set.
Trying to win with this from the new set. So I've got up on the screen here. This was the Simic bullshit card that I was very stoked about. This Inga and Essica This thing's great. It's Wayne Reynolds art. First of all, Wayne Reynolds is the fucking incredible.
I have not been familiar with that name. I'll have to look out for.
Wayne Reynolds did like all of the Pathfinder art basically. So
cool.
if you're familiar with Pathfinder at all, I have like a Pathfinder rulebook somewhere, and he did like all the art. And he did a bunch of other
really cool elementals from Lorwyn.
Yep. He did a ton of good art. And some iconic shit that you'll be scrolling and you'll be like, "Oh wow, he did that." He did a bunch of dope like angels from Ravnica and shit.
Nice. Brunor. Well, he's on my team then for sure.
He's been a long time favorite of mine, and the art on this is so dynamic and so chaotic and so fun. And then
the more I scroll, the more I'm like, oh, I've been looking at this guy's art for years.
Yep.
That's cool.
It's really, really cool. But this one was like, this is Simic bullshit, but it like immediately I was like, this is the bullshit that I'm gonna get behind.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So my mind immediately started being like, how can I break this? How can I make this into the stupidest deck possible? And it's like you need like 5 cards and this thing goes off. Creatures you control have vigilance and add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast creature spells, right? So it has a limit on it, but the limit I'm not super concerned about it, right? Love that.
I love building a mostly creatures deck.
Love this so far. Cost 4 mana, don't care. So like first of all, you're like, all right, well obviously they need haste, right? And then it says whenever you cast a creature spell, if 3 or more mana from creatures was spent to cast it, draw a card.
Yes.
3 or more mana from creatures was spent to cast it. So I like that because it means you have to be using the creatures to draw the card, and the thing you cast has to be 3 or more mana.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like another double restriction, but it's like, sure, I just play fucking 3-drops.
Yeah.
Like no one's like, oh no, not 3-drops that are all dorks now. Like that sounds fucking awesome. You know,
it's a great Karuga.
Yeah, it's like it's so.
You build it as Karuga with the companion since you only want 3 drops anyway.
Yeah, it's great. This thing is fucking hysterical. I saw this and I was like, well, there's got to be a way, and to make it loop, to make it do something, to make it go is a pain in the ass, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's there. There's a way to do it for sure, and it's like,
totally.
I think somebody. Is it like, was this the one that you intruder alarm? And I think I posted, I was like, this deck sucks. Mm-hmm. This deck sucks. And it's just, you play intruder alarm and it goes. You know, You're good. You can just play all the fucking things. You draw a card, you play a creature. Draw a card, play a creature. So I like this one. I thought this was cool. This is just like, you put a Chulane in there and you're fucking you run this in Chulane or something. It's like this has got the same. It's
a nightmare in Chulane.
So I saw this and I was like, this is the kind of Simic bullshit value I could get. I could really support. Like, I can get behind this one.
That's a fun one, and it's got these cats on the front. I love Eska's Chariot. It's become one of my favorite cards recently from playing that Greasefang deck a bunch.
Yep. People were saying it's been putting in work in something else too. I don't remember what it was, but people are like, I've heard people be like, "Fuck that card!" Like people hate that shit.
I just discovered the other day that I have a regular and a foil promo version.
Oh no shit! That's cool.
Going through stuff. I was like, shit.
This Joyful Storm Sculptor art is dope as hell. Card itself, 5 mana. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 blue and red elemental creature tokens. Whenever you cast a spell that has Convoke, deals 1 damage to each opponent and each battle they protect. Great. Glad we're using battle and protect in here. Rankle and Torbrand, I was a little tight about. Didn't seem like it was as cool as it could be. 5 mana, flying, first strike, haste, 3/4. Already hysterical, I guess, for 5 mana. Deals combat damage to a player or battle. Each player creates a treasure. Choose any number. Each player creates a treasure. Each player sacks a creature. If a source would deal damage to a player or battle this turn, it deals that much damage plus 2 instead. So it's like it does stuff from each of them.
It does, yeah.
does stuff that each of them do. But I don't know. I thought like Rankle is just so fucking such a crazy card that I was like, if they're gonna put Rankle on a card, like it should do some wild shit, you know?
Totally. No, I expected some die rolling this time around. Honestly, something like that level of randomness.
Rankle in Torbrand does the thing that Draena, Liberator of Malakir does with first strike damage happening before the rest of your creature. So what does that mean? So it like
because it's got this whole trying to find it so I can actually because it's when it deals combat damage, you get to do any number of its things, and one of those things is when you deal damage to a player or battle, it deals 2 more instead. So it hits during first strike, and you can choose that mode, and then all your creatures hitting during regular strike get the bonus.
That's cool. I like that.
It's
then
interesting.
That's fun.
It's kind of cool, especially with haste. Like, it means you can slam this down and like get a lot more damage than someone was expecting.
Oh yeah, so maybe this ends up being like a thing in standard or some stupid shit, or
it certainly could. I know nothing about where standard is
no,
at.
nobody knows about standard anymore. Nobody fucking knows or cares about standard, even in the slightest.
Yeah, I don't think it's really a Rakdos mid-range card for
Mhm.
Explorer or Pioneer. Doesn't really make sense there, but it's fine. I don't know. It definitely, I feel like it could do more kooky things based on who it is, but that's okay.
It's wild that the Phyrexians invade Ulgrotha. Is that where Torbrand is from? Where's Ulgrotha?
I have no idea. I'm whatever the total opposite of a Vorthos is.
Oh yeah.
The lore, no idea what's going on.
I'm like massively underwhelmed by this new sword also. Like
Yeah.
doesn't
as the final one, you'd think it would be like going out.
And in Dimir also. Like Dimir is does strong shit. Surveil 2, and then you may cast an instant sorcery spell with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. So I guess like sure.
I think it just really, I would be so much happier with it if it was from any graveyard. That's really the only thing it needs to do for me to think it's like a pretty sweet card.
That would be sick.
But I'm sure, if anything, it probably actually is decent in like 60 card formats. Possibly, I don't know, 5 to equip something is worth it. Having pro blue and black, I don't know, but it's. I thought it could be a lot cooler too. The art is fucking sweet.
So Samurai says the sword is great in Boros, which like sure, that makes sense.
Yeah, I thought about like, I should get all the swords to put in my Boros equipment deck, but like I don't know. I like all the dumb like common and uncommon equipment from Mirrodin. That's mostly what makes up my equipment. Might be why the deck's not as powerful as it could be, but
and then thinking of it though, like I guess the Surveil and then you do the second one, like that's cool. You can like set yourself up to put the card in there, and I guess if like the other. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go for it.
The other thing would be does when you cast a spell with Sunforger, does that just go in the graveyard?
Yeah, I think so.
So like with an equipment deck with Sunforger, you could start doing stupid shit too.
Yeah, that's true. You get a whole lot of lightning helix activations.
Nice sort of snap and caster for sure. Yeah, you could do some really dumb shit.
I was gonna say that maybe one thing that it's a little underwhelming about it too is that it is just setting itself up, whereas most of the swords have 2 like kind of distinct abilities, whereas this one really feels like one ability.
Yeah,
because it's all graveyard, but whatever. That's not the end of the world, but it does make it feel a little different from other swords. I like this elephant guy. What's his deal?
Oh, Contorius, Lore Master.
He's like a Yeah, it's the Strixhaven guy.
He's like doing a bunch of scroll spells. He's doing his whole Quintorius elephant guy thing, which is great. I
Yeah.
don't even know what it does. I just like the art, and I'm like, sure,
Yeah.
I'm sure it
Yeah.
does some Boros shit, and I'm never gonna read
Exactly
what it
why I
does.
want to get a box of the set because there's just a bunch of cool legendaries in it.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those cards that somebody like fucking like Jen, filthy MTG casuals. Jen is gonna play against me, and I'm not gonna read it at all, and then it's gonna be killing me, and I'm gonna be like, sure. Yep, it does whatever you say it does. It looks like it's making spirit creatures. Dude, I don't fucking choose. It does wild some exile shit. I don't know. It's crazy.
It's too much text, that's for sure.
This Realm Breaker, the invasion tree, is great. Love that tap for 10, sacrifice it, search your library for any number of praetors, put them onto the battlefield. Love it. That's a great ability right there. You get 10 mana, you deserve to win the game. You deserve fucking 10 praetors on fucking 15 praetors on the field. I love that.
Oh, it's so funny.
Invasion of Ikoria is going to be busted in Modern. Let's take a look.
Is that the searchy one?
I don't even know. I don't know.
Yeah. It's a tutor. And then it's a big boy.
All right. There you go. Oh, yeah. Oh, the new
finale.
The new finale. Yeah. No, that thing's fucking crazy. That's a sick card. That's very much a cEDH playable card. Very much
This one's
a fucking hit. Like, that's just an easy hit. Like, yes.
And you literally don't care about flipping it at all.
Yeah.
Like, it's a bonus. It's cool. You get an 8/8, but I don't think.
And it's like a dope 8/8 too. It's like an 8/8 that does something fucking rad, right?
Yeah, you can't be. I mean, you can be blocked, but you can deal damage as if you weren't blocked.
With all your creatures, right?
For your non-humans, yeah.
That's fucking crazy. I love it. Are you kidding? Absolutely love that fucking thing.
Zilortha, Apex of Ikoria. That's pretty sweet.
So yeah, there's some silly shit in this set for sure. The lands are cool too.
The lands really cool. The planes, I think. There was one of them. I gotta stop scrolling up and down. I'm get sick over here.
Nice.
I've been scrolling this page up and down so many times. I'm like, things are scrolling.
That's above Vitali. Let's see there. No.
There was one of the full art ones I liked a lot.
Oh, there it is. Yep, Invasion of Ikoria.
Yeah, this full art planes with the like burnt in Phyrexian symbol all lit it up is cool. Kind of like the swamp too is kind of cool. Again, very Stranger Things vibes.
Images. March of Machines, full art lands. Let's try March of Machine. No, it's not coming up. I can't find that. No, it's just I'm getting all the different shit here. Whoa. Yeah, okay. I'm seeing it now. Whoa, that swamp is fucking crazy. Definitely get that Stranger Things vibe. That's fucking wild. I see what you're saying now. The swamp is crazy. The forest is all right. There's a tree with some shit with some holes around it. The mountain is insane.
Yeah. The mountain. It's so funny.
And this plains is like kind of got this like a little bit.
That plains I like. It's just very like fetching art or whatever. It's, bright and colorful.
Is there a different one? Oh yeah, here it is. Holy shit. Yeah. Okay, and it's just like a fucking blasted landscape looking plains. Very, very funny.
Oh yeah, then there's that one. I like the colorful one more personally, but they're both cool. This guy does a decent amount of art that I have liked.
This thing's crazy. Yeah, no, there's some wild fucking lands here. Oh, I'll have to see all of them. So that's cool that there's a full cycle of 2 each. Always love that. So I was noticing this and talking about it. This swamp is fucking insane. I was talking about that when we were out at the game store, that because they all come with these full art, like all of the collector boosters just come with a full art land now. It makes it so when you go out to play with people, everybody's got the pimped out mana base now.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know if that's something you've noticed, but like everybody will spend a couple bucks to get a couple of those shits and eventually have enough that just like any deck they make's just got foils. Like I've literally got one of these things next to me, a fucking 1,000 count thing just full of foil lands chilling next to me. You know?
Yep.
And
Yeah.
and
There's cool basics everywhere. The people I play with locally either have, they've all got some sort of on theme fancy basic land for each of their decks. Yeah.
All right. We've been at it. We've been chilling here for an hour and a half. So easy. That's our set review. Any other cards that we didn't go over, skip them. Don't fucking get them. If you pull cards that we didn't talk about, send them to us. I was going to say throw them out, but nope, send them our way so we can learn about them. All right, guys? Yeah. And otherwise, let us know. If you watch this whole shit on YouTube, tell me which deck you think is going to be the sleeper cEDH deck of the year. Where it's who's going to be the new Slicer and the new, I don't know, the other one I mentioned. I
also don't remember.
We were like, oh yeah, that one showed up. The Desert Commander has I don't remember what it was called. Well, thanks for hanging out, everybody who hung out and dealing with me yawning, being a sleepy baby boy for the last hour and a half. And you can catch me tomorrow night, and we'll figure it out. If it's gonna be me and Sage and Sean and a third guest. So it's gonna be a good one.